Cheers to the ceiling, feeling good. We gon' make it to the finish. Yes, sweet victory. You hear me? Alley, if you feel me. Yeah, we still running even though.
What's up, Pride? Welcome to our first official Saturday Scares video. Good thing I didn't mess that one up. Today we're going to be talking about the legend of the Skinwalkers. So I'll let her explain what a Skinwalker is.
Alright, so as you guys may be asking, what the heck is a Skinwalker? It's not an urban legend or anything like that. This is really believed to be true around the Native American tribes, specifically the Navajo Indians, which is kind of cool because we have Navajo Indian blood. So a Skinwalker is a person with supernatural abilities to turn into an animal. Generally, like I said, it's a Native American. It can be any animal that this person chooses to be, but it's frequently seen as a coyote, a wolf, bear, owl, fox, or a crow.
A lot of them, from what I've read up on, a lot of the Skinwalkers like to use the form of a wolf or a fox. Is that what you said, fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a wolf or a fox. So, once again, guys, like our preview of Saturday Scares, we wrote down some notes. So if you see us looking off over there, then we are reading our notes. So we apologize. We're not making eye contact with you guys.
But we want to get these legends as accurate as possible for you guys. In every other video, we don't ever use notes. You know, it's always from the corazon, but this one we want to get right. So yeah, so that's why we're looking off to this side right here to look at notes.
So the Skinwalkers are described as being fast, agile, and impossible to catch. Right here it says Navajo Skinwalkers retain their full mental capacities. So the people of the tribe, I guess, when they go from the human form to the Skinwalker form, they still have the mental capacity of a human, not an animal. So they can still, I don't know how to explain it, but they're still human, I guess, but in an animal form. I don't know how to explain it. If the Navajo witch is a fairly or highly intelligent person, when he or she changes into a Skinwalker, they carry that intelligence with them, and you have a very dangerous opponent. They also like to pull out their bag of tricks using mind control, disease, and immobilization powder. So, pretty much, it's a bag with these things in it, and they throw it at you, and boom, you're immobilized.
It's not a literal bag.
Oh, okay, never mind. Skinwalkers are known in many different cultures, but is vastly documented with Navajo Indians. I have heard tales of the Skinwalkers before, which is why I chose to do some research on this. Even though I didn't do the research, she did.
Again, a Skinwalker is usually naked, except for the skin of whichever animal they chose to turn into. Some describe them as mutated versions of the animal they turn into. Because animal skins are used primarily by Skinwalkers, the pelt of animals such as bears, coyotes, wolves, and cougars are strictly prohibited. Sheepskin and buckskin are the only two hides used by the Navajo today. The others are only used for ceremonial purposes only. Sometimes it's reported that Skinwalkers try to break into houses and attack the people that are inside. They often bang on walls, knocking on windows, and climbing onto the roofs. Sometimes a strange animal-like figure is seen standing outside of the window peering in to those inside. Other times a Skinwalker may attack a vehicle, and there's reports of them causing car accidents as well. So I hope I'm going to be saying this right, but in the Hopi culture, there was a ritual called the Yaya ceremony. Members would change into various animals using the hide from whichever animal they chose, and the members use certain animal attributes like sight, strength, etc. The ceremony was banned after those members actually developed diseases of the eye.
Interestingly enough, I think I ran into a skinwalker before. Alright, so let me tell you a little story right here. So, take a seat, get some popcorn, get a drink, sit back, relax, and escuchen ahora. And before you relax too good, click that like button if you're liking this video already, and subscribe to become a member of the Pride. We welcome you to our family. Alright guys, so this took place in July of last year, and we went on a camping trip, and me and my cousins went on a night hike, and I was the oldest out of the group. So we were walking down this road, and my cousins were already freaked out because it was dark, and we only carry flashlights just in case. So on the night hike we don't use them. It's more for like an emergency, or if there's a car coming so that they could see us. And we're walking, and I heard something, and I saw in the middle of the road, like, there was a fox going across the road, and then it stopped in the middle of the road, and it looked at me, or I don't know if it was just me or if it was the whole group of us. And then I saw it just walk away, and I turned my flashlight on to see where it went so that it wouldn't try to hop out and bite one of my cousins or something. And when I turned the flashlight on, there was no trace of where the fox went. So pretty much it just vanished out of nowhere. So let's get back to the skinwalkers real quick after my story. Hope you guys like that story. I also read that if you're in like a situation where you know that there's a skinwalker and you're scared of it, that they can use, I don't know how to explain it, but
Your fear?
yeah, they use your fear to kind of boost their
Strength.
there you go. And they kind of do tricks on you, like they'll sound like a family member or something, or a friend, to make you think that they're in trouble too, but they're actually not. They're kind of like a siren. You know what a siren is?
Mm-hmm.
Like how they sing and then they attract you to it. Same thing with the skinwalkers. They sound like your family member or somebody in distress. You go towards it and boom, you're dead. So I was doing some online research, and I came upon this story by this person. Don't want to say their name, just in case. But here's their story on their experience with a skinwalker. My wife, then fiance, were driving home to California from visiting her people in Kentucky, and we decided to spend a few days in the Santa Fe, New Mexico area. During our time, one day we went to visit Bandelier and arrived there around 1400 hours on a day in July. Immediately upon arriving, I could tell this was a special day. Everything was in a dreamlike state where my senses were greatly heightened and I could feel the energy of everything around me, and the park was virtually deserted, which was odd for this time of year. As soon as we started down the path to the ruins, at the first fork in the path we were confronted by a very large black wolf. I know wolves are very uncommon in this part of the country, but we saw what we saw. Also, the black wolf is one of my 3 spirit guides, so while a little surprised to see him within 15 meters in front of me and my wife, I had no fear and locked eyes with him, and he told me to take the path to the left. He stood there for a moment longer and then led us down the left path and then disappeared into the bush. The rest of the visit was uneventful from the point telling of my experience, but my heightened awareness did continue. So now, it is beginning to get late and almost time for dusk, so my wife and I go back to our truck to go back to Santa Fe. For some reason, it seems like it took hours to get even to White Rock, and by the time we pass through White Rock, it is pitch black out with no moon. As we were heading northeast towards Santa Clara Pueblo, a smallish man with red eyes was in the road. He too had furs on, and he turned and started running in the direction we were traveling in front of the truck. Within a matter of seconds, he dropped to all fours and was still running in front of us. We were traveling at about 45 miles per hour, and I think I probably had slowed down somewhat, but he kept pace about 20 meters in front of the truck regardless of my speed. After he dropped to all fours, he eventually turned into a wolf and dodged off the road to the left into the bush. I have never truly processed this experience, although my wife and I have spoken of it a couple of times, but we were never really scared. It was just something amazing that we experienced together, just as we were starting our lives together. So my most prevalent thought is this was the spirit world showing their approval for union. I also think the spirit world was trying to test me to see if I would place my trust in the relationship between the spirit world and the physical world, and to remind me the spirit world is always there to guide us through life. So that was somebody's experience with the skinwalker. As you heard, they weren't afraid. They were actually kind of embracing it and kind of comforted by it. If I was that person, I'd be scared and I'd try to run the thing over, but that's just me.
So that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this first official Saturday Scare video. We hope you guys liked it. If you guys have any suggestions of other types of legends or urban legends, leave them in the comments below.
I know one viewer wanted us to do La Llorona.
So we're definitely gonna probably do that next week. But if you guys have any urban legends or anything like that from where you're from, leave them in the comments below and we'll do our research so that we could put out a video for you guys.
If you guys liked the video, please click that like button, and as she said, comment down below if you want to see more of these videos and what you want to see. And also, if you haven't already, subscribe to become a member of our pride. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Keep your head up.
Keep your heart strong.
Bless up.
You know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.